Today is a very exciting day. Two of us are going diving on our own gear at the pass. And I'm so excited. That is the reason why we are in Fakarava. So, it's pretty good weather today. Nice and calm, primarily, is what we want. And sunny. And it's a 5-mile trip to the pass.
Cold water. Water in it.
Okay, so, I mean, yeah, I can send, if you're cool with it, I can just send Mel out, and, sorry, I'm still drinking my coffee.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to see if that was cool with Mel, that we would do, like, 2 missions just to make sure we're safe with both having spotters.
So in order to dive this pass, we need to have a third person with us who can take the dinghy from the point that we get dropped off to the point that we get picked up. So we're gonna get dropped off kind of like inside the pass, and then we're diving on an incoming tide into the lagoon. So we're gonna dive the wall and come into the lagoon with the current. So it's a drift dive. And we're all getting a little bit low on fuel. We're actually okay, but a lot of our friends are getting low, and there's a big blow that's gonna come in right after this dive, basically. It's our last opportunity to do this dive before it gets windy for like almost a week.
Foreseeable future.
So there's probably gonna be no sun, and everyone needs their gas for the generator. So anyway, I think we're gonna go with Mel from Someday Isle, and she's gonna be our spotter and drive the dinghy for us. And then once we're done with our dive, which will be probably about 30 minutes at the depth that we're gonna go, she's gonna go for a little snorkel while we just like hang out. And so it's a little bit, there's a lot to this whole thing. Like, it's a 25-minute drive probably to get there, and then ever since we lost our fin on our outboard, yeah, we can't plane as well.
Not as easily, no.
And so with all the tanks and the dive gear and a third person, we're going to be kind of at our max. So yep, we've been spending a lot of time on the radio just trying to logistically figure out who's going, what dinghy is going, and like what the plan is.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah, but I'm so excited for
this.
I cannot wait. You're gonna get excited once you get closer.
In the water, yeah.
Because Bill's the captain of the dive.
On a dive mission.
So he has to, you know, there's some navigation to it. We're gonna use the compass to make sure we pop out where we're supposed to pop out. But yeah, it's gonna be amazing. I'm so excited for this dive. So the Fakarava Pass, the South Pass that we're gonna dive today is world renowned. Pretty confident about that statement. There's going to be lots of sharks from what we hear, and possibly giant wrasse, like the Napoleon wrasses that have the big bump on their head. Like, there's just so much going on down there that we're absolutely guaranteed to see a lot. And it's a drift dive, which is just new for me and you.
And me, yeah. I've never really done one.
Which just basically means that, like, if you're going with the current, you don't really have to swim. You know, it's going to just like take you, and it gets kind of more challenging to turn around. So you just kind of have to be aware of that, and your body and your. Anyone who's dove before understands your buoyancy, and, like, you know, yeah, a lot of situational awareness is needed for today too. So to make sure that we don't end up popping out at the wrong place and that our friends can't find us, because the weather's been so unsettled in the Tuamotu since we've been here, and the wind is supposed to start tonight, but who knows, like, it could start earlier, right? And so we want to, like, get there, do this pass safely, do the dive safely, and then get out and get back to the boat before
the wind picks up.
Yeah, and again, it's like a half-an-hour ride each way, so
it'll be a couple
this
hour
is
mission.
a multi-hour mission. I'm so excited. Every year around the full moon in June or July, thousands of groupers gather in a highly synchronized spawning event in the narrow, current-rich South Pass of Fakarava, called the Tuamotu Pass. Tens of thousands of groupers gather at the pass to mate and release eggs, an event timed precisely with the lunar cycle to increase the chances of successful fertilization and larval survival. The peak of this gathering can see around 17,000 groupers packed together in the pass, creating an impressive spectacle. The spawn also attracts other marine life, including larger predators like gray reef sharks, which come to take advantage of the high concentration of fish. The sharks gather by the hundreds, hunting the groupers in a dramatic natural display of predation. Though the full moon occurred here overnight, there should still be a large number of both groupers and sharks at the pass this morning. So we had a bit of trouble planing on the way here. Not having that fin definitely is not good for all the extra weight we have, but we were able to plane when there was no waves, so I think we were close. We've now descended over 90 feet and are surrounded by hundreds and hundreds of sharks, a mix of blacktip and gray reef sharks, and varying in size. There's also another group of divers here, which means that thankfully we've chosen the right spot. My first impressions are that the water is astoundingly clear for this depth. It's like nothing I've ever experienced before. Next, I realize that it's going to be very, very hard to focus on getting nice, even shots. There is so much life here that I am totally overstimulated. The current is also moving us, so it feels like I need to look sideways, up, and sideways again, just to take it all in. The current is also moving the groupers, which we've now come to. Besides the sheer number of groupers here, I'm also struck by how exceptionally they've adapted to blend into their environment. And not just their colors, but their pattern mirrors the surrounding coral perfectly. It's absolutely wild. All around us, sharks line the perimeter as the groupers do their best to camouflage. It's truly remarkable to observe. Initially, all the grouper looked similar to me, but now I'm starting to recognize differences in the fish, from subtle to more obvious. And then something peculiar appears. It looks like some type of den, where a large concentration of groupers are hiding out. Unfortunately, I'm not the only one who spots them.
Drift snorkel and just kind of do the shallow part one more time before we are done. But it was amazing. We saw a ton of sharks. It was epic. It's such a beautiful day. We did it. I know I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed to dive. I'm just snorkeling the surface. Bill just read that our max depth was 93 feet, so I have to breathe up. Okay. Whenever Belle's ready, I'm ready. Ready? Okay. Here we go.
Since the water at 90 feet was clear, the more shallow water here is simply unreal. There is not a single speck of debris in this beautiful water, and the bright sun above illuminates the seemingly endless bright coral in every color of the rainbow down here. Besides some small fish and black reef-tip sharks, I am suddenly surprised by a beautiful and large Napoleon or humphead wrasse. The humphead wrasse is long-lived, but has a very slow breeding rate. Individuals become sexually mature at 5 to 7 years and are known to live around 30 years, the oldest documented wrasse living until 32. They are capable of reaching up to 6.5 feet and weighing up to almost 400 pounds. Napoleons are one of the few fish that can eat toxic animals, such as boxfish, sea hares, and the crown of thorns starfish. They are therefore a key part of the marine food chain in keeping a balanced and healthy coral reef. Currently, they are classified as endangered by the International Union for Conservation of Nature and are listed as a U.S. National Marine Fisheries Service species of concern.
There was actually multiple giant wrasses down there. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
There's like a few different ones as we kind of were snorkeling along this whole. I don't know.
I think you can, but I think you don't. Okay. I think they're good for like the ridge. I think it's like a parrot for the like punching, hitting coral. Like that's what and they're not hard to
Well, I had a look at our footage after that dive, and wow, I mean, it looked, sometimes things look even better on film, and some of the shallow parts where we snorkeled were just unreal. Like, I can't get over the water clarity here. I mean, we were in 93 feet of water, and it was like kind of it was sun and cloud kind of day, and it's just ridiculously clear. It's so cool watching the sharks swim. I don't think I could ever get sick of diving that pass. Like, I could probably dive it every single day and just see so much cool stuff. So I'm so happy we got to do that together. And it was a pretty bumpy dinghy ride back, but we made it. And then we hung out at the beach for a bit. And today we are cleaning up the decks, and like all up in here where our BCD, where all our scuba stuff was drying, we just put everything away because it's gonna get really windy. And so everybody's kind of getting prepared. Kiana actually just dragged and we rushed over there. So they're getting a new anchor put on right now. And yeah, it's supposed to be like the next few days is gonna be like 20, 25, nothing crazy, but then it's gonna get really windy. So we have one boat really close to us, who's actually our friend, Derek, right there. He's gonna move forward. And then Bill's gonna be diving our anchor, just to make absolutely sure that everything is good down there, so that we can weather this 30 plus, up to 40 even below. So not looking forward to it because, I mean, I'm not worried about it, but it's just so nice when it's calm. It's not gonna be dive or paddleboard weather, that's for sure.
Why don't you just go down there, big boy? Very quick shower. Oh, yeah, I get that. Don't you hate that? I've already been through this whole thing. I'm gonna bring ours up as when he's out of the way and just see if it comes up.
Yeah, make sure the chain's running free. Join us next week for the rest of our wind prep. A little rescue mission. Anchor and then helping
I guess I can swap out a tank too. Alright, just drop that right here.
And the conclusion to our Tuamotus series. It will be a hard place to leave, but new adventures are on the horizon.
Chocolate.